guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I thought I would come in with another spirit message. I know that in the month of October there are, a few different cultures that celebrate, death, ancestors, transition, in all their different traditions and ways. And there are cultures all over the world that have different parts of the year where they do something like that and they honor their ancestors and they, take a look on their own mortality. I decided, since, there are a lot of people connecting with ancestors here in America and abroad during the month of October, that I would do a spirit message for you guys here. So this is just, spirit that's coming in. But what I find interesting is that, there are so many different people that can connect to the same message. And I think that that's fantastic, that if there were, if I were spirit on the other side, I think that the best way to send healing and to make an impact with people would be, instead of, going through a medium or whatever and having a message go out there, instead of it just affecting one person, wouldn't it be awesome if you could reach so many different people and have them get some sort of closure or healing or help from that same message? And I noticed that with the last reading that I did, where I was talking about somebody's cat who crossed over, and I actually felt my old cat, Presley, who crossed over, kind of bring these cat energies through. And there were so many people who emailed me and left comments in the comment section that said that that reading really resonated with them. And I do believe that it was meant for all of those people who commented and all of those people who didn't comment who also felt something like that, because why would spirit want to just make a message for one person in particular? Wouldn't it be awesome to make it for several different people? So keep that in mind with this message. If you're like, that kind of sounds like me, but somebody already commented and said it was for them, so maybe it wasn't for me, it probably was for you too. So I don't know if this is going to be animal or human coming through, because I do work with both energies. And today I decided to use my John Waterhouse Oracle. I love this one because, again, it's just pictures and I prefer not really any keywords. I do like to use my Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. It usually does have like one word on there, but it's mostly just image, and I like that too. So while we're out here on my balcony, let's go ahead and do that. I've already kind of opened myself up before I came out here for the video, letting spirit know that I am open to messages. I do my little cleansing and grounding and all of that. So if this message connects with you, again, this could be for several people, leave that in the comment section down below. Or if you're uncomfortable with sharing that information, you can email me, Tara@kittensweightsandtarot.com, if you just want to share your story, your insight, and how it resonated with you. So here we go. Asking. Okay. So we have this card here of this beautiful woman. And what was standing out to me was actually what's on her necklace. If you notice that, it's kind of like a crescent moon, but I also know a symbol for. There's a lot of my Irani friends who have a necklace kind of like that, but I'm getting more of the moon. And when I think of the moon, I think of like Luna, I think Selena, I think Celine, all the names attributed with that. So this is definitely a feminine energy. Doesn't necessarily have to look like the person in the picture, but I definitely feel that either this person's name was like Diana, like connected to the moon, like it's, one of those mythical names that we have connected with the moon. Or this person, definitely was very intuitive, very feminine energy I'm getting. So I'm looking for any other information that you may have that could help the people who are watching this know if this message is for them. So just any other information on yourself. Like the time period, just your occupation, just anything else about you. Okay, this is also very interesting. So we have the woman here who kind of looks like she's looking into a crystal ball, but at the table there I do see a book. So I kind of feel like, and like I said, I do feel a very feminine energy, so I feel like it's female. Doesn't always mean female, you know, with feminine energy, feminine and masculine are just energies, not necessarily genders. But this female looking into this orb or crystal, I feel she was somebody who was in, you know what I'm getting all of a sudden? The 60s. So I'm getting the 60s, like it being a big deal, going off as a female to university. Kind of, I'm getting that like women's movement kind of thing, getting an education. Yeah, you know, just that just kind of came in real fast. It was like the 60s, the, you know, just like big movements in society and how people see genders and what people are capable of. So I see her as, you know, being very proud, yes, of the education she got, but there were other things that she was very interested in at the time, which was like the metaphysical. So kind of like thinking about the stars. That's where the moon's coming from. Maybe astrology. So I'm thinking this person could have also been their name too, but was really into astrology. But also was getting like a university education, which was also like a big deal. So I'm getting the 60s. So again, I'm just giving you guys information. You see if that kind of clicks with you somehow. So somebody who's crossed over would have been around college age in the 60s. It being a big deal, but also having maybe a more not so outspoken interest in the metaphysical, more specifically astrology. Okay, looking for more information on this person. So like I said I was getting the name Luna or Celine or Lunita or Selena, Diana, you know, any of those like moon names. I have a cousin whose name was Selena. She's crossed over, but I don't feel like it's her energy. Any other information? Okay, I see this card here. Okay, so this next card, just more identifying information about this person is interesting. All three females have dark hair. Possibly she also had dark hair. So, I mean, maybe also having a rose garden, affinity for flowers, but kind of using that for astrology purposes. Like I see her as being very like connected to like the otherworldly, although that was like not really, it wasn't like a huge thing yet. Like I'm not really seeing the swing in 60s yet. This is more like the early 60s, just heading out of the 50s, going off to the university. Yeah, and just like mind being open to so many other things and the way the world is. One of those joys though was flowers. So either she had a flower garden or she enjoyed receiving flowers, but she's got a thing for flowers, possibly roses specifically. I mean, I love roses. So, okay, roses, astrology, the moon, feminine, possibly dark hair. So then I'm going to ask, I always feel like it's so inappropriate to ask how you passed away because you know, it seems like such a personal thing, but, you know, I think just for reference, you know, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be rude and being like, how did you die? But more like, for the reference for the people who are watching, you know, so that they know that the message is for them and they can receive healing from that. So that is the only reason I'm asking for how you left this plane of existence. How did you leave this world? How did you leave this world? Okay, very interesting here because she's half naked, so it's like vulnerable. She's holding onto this vine. There's some water in the background. I almost want to say it's like I'm getting two things. So it could possibly be two messages, like two energies coming forward who kind of fit the description that I was mentioning. So like I said, sometimes these messages are for multiple people, even though it sounds like it's just for one person, because you know, Spirit wants to get to as many people as possible in one video. Okay, two things, possibly two people who fit that description, or multiple people. But with the water back here, I kind of feel like it's an accidental drowning, you know, but it was like double spirits coming through. The other spirit, you know, with her here holding the vine, I was getting more of, at first I was thinking suicide, but it wasn't suicide. It was the end of a, you know, long life, but not asking for life support, you know, asking to kind of be just let me go on my own, natural causes, you know, kind of thing. So two things were just coming through, or somehow maybe the water ties in with somebody out there, but it was one, I felt like due to accidental drowning, the other one not wanting to be left on life support, wanting to be taken off and wanting to go on their own terms, on their own, which, I mean, you know, with the woman that's being described, you know, going to university, you know, during the time when, you know, the 60s, and being into what she was into, obviously a very strong lady. So I can see that. But, you know, I was also kind of getting that over there. So interesting. Okay, so what then is your message? Okay, so we have, let's just recap. So we have, you know, where I was getting like that moon name, that feminine energy, like Luna, Diana, Selena, Lunita, something, you know, like that, or connection with the moon, having an affinity for the moon. Then we have, you know, but the woman was also having a thing for the metaphysical and the beyond, but also being college educated in the 60s. And loving her roses, her flowers. Possibly somebody always gave her flowers, or she had a flower garden of her own. And at the end of her life, either an accidental drowning, could have been one person, a different person, going on their own, you know, in hospice, something like that. Okay, so now I'm looking for, we'll call her Diana or Diane. Message for the person or people that are watching. What is your message? We're gonna go 1, 2. I feel like it's a 3-card message. Okay, so here we have this woman by the water putting flowers in her hair, and we have all these ladies working together to put some water in the giant basin there. And then we have another, actually, looks like the same lady, kind of just wallowing in a field of flowers. So many things with flowers. And here it's like, the flowers, they're like pink and yellow, no, yellow and white flowers with some pink. Like pink, yellow, and white. Okay, so keeping in the spirit of this kind of, you know, like forward thinking, you know, kind of, you know, the first women of their time, you know, going into the university, you know, en masse, I feel she has more of a kind of like that feminism type message for whoever this is. So, you know, this, I think you guys are going to know who you are. So this message, you know, that I'm getting is, you know, with all these women here, she's like, hey, she says, we, you know, keep working with your fellow woman, you know, don't knock them, don't put them down, don't shame them, you know, because if, you know, the more we're divided, the less freedoms we will have. So she's like, don't go backwards. Like we fought so hard, you know, to, you know, and protesting and everything. And I feel like she was part of that, you know, to get to where females are today. And she goes, and there's still more in order to make the genders equal. She still feels like there's still more to go. So she's like, don't basically don't diss your fellow sister is what she's saying. She's saying, you know, to basically continue the fight for her and for every female that has come before you. So she has a very, you know, very feminist message that's kind of coming through of, you know, equality and, you know, woman power and working with your fellow woman, your fellow sister, you know, not leaving them behind in the dog eat dog world, basically, but also not to forget your femininity, you know, hence all the flowers, you know, not to forget that if you want to be pretty, you want to wear lipstick, you want to have flowers in your hair, you want to dress all in pink, that's okay. She goes, there's something, you know, that to be a woman doesn't mean you need to look a certain way or to act a certain way. She's saying that, you know, you could be tough as nails and you could be a hard worker and you can have that masculine energy, but you can also be a girly girl in the process. So she's just got that message that, you know, feminism doesn't mean you want to be a boy. She was like, she hates when people are like, oh, feminists just want to be a man. She goes, that is like so not it. She goes, we are happy and proud to be women. And she was like, and we're happy and proud of our sensuality, of our bodies, of what we can do. She goes, but also the power that we have, you know. And she says, and also it doesn't mean dissing dudes. She says it's all about working together, you know, nobody dissing anybody, everybody learning to work as one. So, all right, hopefully you guys understood that message. Yeah, if this sounds like somebody's aunt or sister or grandma or mom, you know, then wow, I really love her energy. I just keep seeing like the big glasses with the it's like amber colored, you know, and I keep seeing her like, you know, and like just shouting rah rah rah, like picketing demonstrations, you know. Yeah, she was all about that. So I do also see the kind of dress, like a shift dress, like a plaid shift dress. So the big old glasses, the plaid shift dress, you know, if that connects with anybody out there. Maybe there's a picture of that. All right, so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Like I said, if, you know, you're picking up the bits and pieces of that reading and you're like, wait a minute, I think that's for me. Yeah, you know, and I think that, you know, through that message, you're like, well, you know, how does, you know, these messages that come through, I think are just confirmation of, yes, they're there, they're looking out for you, and they're just looking for you to, you know, continue positivity in your life and the lives of everyone around you. And so this one, you know, of course, was kind of one of those head of the brigade, you know, I should say, type energies coming through, and that was pretty awesome. So who's ever female spirit that was, like, you tell them I said they're awesome. I could tell them right now, like, you're awesome. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, and I have a lot of different types of readings, and mediumship readings, and tarot readings, and Lenormand readings, and scrying, and conchomancy, then head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com, where I also have a link to my Wally's World Oracle, which has free shipping in the US. And if you want to send a little love my way, think about joining that KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot. And that's it from me, spiritual homies. I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.